Okay, welcome to the commentary track for Colonel's Orders. I'm also going to do a THACumentary at some point, but I just wanted to get this and go ahead and do it. There was going to be an establishing shot of the western village here, but I accidentally covered up the mod element with the horse, blasting in different sound effect than Captain Obvious 2. The horse, why he has a hat, I don't know, I don't care, but the lava solidified into rocks on the ground. I think that's a pretty cool effect. It pops into here. This was a bit fast and frantic, but whatever. And it doesn't really look right. He was supposed to be grabbing clothes from on top of the counter. I just forgot to put them on top, so he was going to be grabbing clothes from under the counter. And, well, that didn't work out either, but there we go. Colonel comes in. I didn't have footstep sounds because I'm lazy. Pulls out a pistol. I was going to do a rifle and link that to the rifle Captain Obvious has in Captain Obvious 2, but it just didn't happen. Doug comes out here, and don't really care for the way it was supposed to be good, the bad, the ugly kind of riff off of that, but it didn't work. Why he's ducking, I don't know, and Colonel just shows up way too quick. I just didn't want to do the whole big duel thing. He talks here, and see Texas flag in the background because I was trying to figure out red and blue, put them together in a western theme, and Mom suggested the Texan flag. As much as you may or may not want to put it, it works. Here we go with Colonel Obvious. Colonel Obvious was the original concept, gonna be a guy that goes even farther than Captain Obvious and narrates his actions. Well, it just didn't happen, obviously. Here, Interdimensional Portal is a different gun design than in Captain Obvious 2, as is the little lava bit right there. And the sounds for a teleport. Did I mention that? Anyway, Time Machine was just a turtle mock that I built for some Eurobricks contest a while back for a turtle thing. Had it laying around and decided to use it for the Time Machine because I haven't used it in brick film and I needed something fast. The gun there, I love this shot. I don't know why, but I just love how that works. And hints at, yeah. And here we go, Texas flag again in the background. Well, sort of Texas flag, but anyway, that in the background. Colonel Obvious was going to have a lot more elements to his character, but it just was what it was. Does saying here that he does it for the money, which really doesn't make sense and earns Colonel Obvious's disdain. So he decides to take him a long way to the prison and teach him a few lessons along the way. Originally, the idea was going to be for Dud to transition from villain to hero in this, setting him up for in prison, if prison bars could talk, and help Colonel realize that maybe he shouldn't retire and there's still some good he can do. However, the second plot line had to be dropped. I didn't really care for the sound design, the camera angles, or anything really in these deserty scenes, but they are what they are. I don't have a whole lot of I mean, I do actually. I have a lot of templates, but I was running out of time, didn't really feel like doing a really big zoomed out thing, plus it takes a lot of time. The horse walk is pretty pathetic, I know. But again, I didn't have time. You can get good horse walks, but they take forever. Kind of like walking. You want to avoid walking as much as you can in THAC because it just burns time and doesn't show anything. That disconnected actually on accident. Decided just to go with it. So there we go. I love the lighting in this. The solution is very simple. The lifeline wire just goes straight back behind the fire and then dips down below the table, between the table and the blue sky. There are a couple of different mod elements here. They're pretty obvious, but I love this shot right here. This is probably one of my favorites, just with the lighting and the fire and everything, and going on Colonel Obvious. Let's see here. He's talking. I really like the fade. It's a, you know, and let's see. Yeah, this line right here is just one of my favorites. I loved writing it, and I loved performing it. I liked doing the old Colonel Obvious. It wasn't perfect, no, but it was fun, and that's kind of the point of THAC. This right here wasn't really supposed to be laying down, but again, running out of time. A little bit of the police theme from the previous ones. There was going to be a little bit more of the transfer prisoner thing, but it is what it is. He salutes and walks off because the voice actor hasn't been active on Bricks in Motion for 2 years, so I didn't think I could get him back, so I didn't even ask. Anyway, here's Colonel just giving one last monologue thing to Dr. Duh, because he can, and wrap it up with a nice little bow of the moral. The cell all is supposed to evoke prison bars could talk, along with, hey, look, the coffee. Super bright cell. I don't know. It was just because I could, and I had my life lights out. THAC logo, yep, made in 24 hours. Those websites, I didn't have any other voice actors, so I didn't have to do that. British Studios production, and oh yeah, so a little bit of the Axe theme from the original Axe, and just a brief glimpse at that. I was gonna do a walking scene where they were walking, but it just looked terrible. It was taking too long, so still shot. Anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it, and looking forward to finishing up the THACumentary to give you even more little tidbits and fun things. Until then.